Greetings, my fellow Ammonites. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, Episode 68, The Course of a River. Let's recap last stream before I start. So the important bits is almost the entire stream, all I was trying to do was to incorporate this geothermal generator into the power grid. And it doesn't seem like a huge project, but due to the fact that people can't actually see the geothermal generator, it was a pretty large undertaking because we just kept getting raided over and over. And not just fun raids that would march through the fire trap, but sapper and breach raids. So we did have breaches and attempted breaches. I have also researched considerably more Android tech, including the super high-tech servers, allowing us to skill grind our robots, and we have now designated the robots with specific tasks. So we have medical, crafting, and mining. The goals today are going to be left up to you, and I'm eager to see where you take them. Let's unpause. So some of the thoughts that I had, just thoughts, because ultimately I'm going to leave the goals up to you all, is to start undertaking Great Pyramid or Sphinx construction. What is this? Oh, someone believes in Wicker Man. That must be Valor here. Yeah. Okay. I was like, why can we build a giant Wicker Man? But yeah, it's because he's of a different ideology. Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. Already kicked off. So some important things that, like I said, that we could think about doing. One, we could move Amun-Ra's sleeping quarters into the lab, allowing us to potentially employ things like a proper hospital bed. If we end up researching hospital beds, in case he's ever sick, he can... Where is it? Jeez. He can sleep in a hospital bed and with a vitals monitor. There is also a possibility if he is in his lab, he could have a neural supercharger. I'm not exactly sure if androids try to use neural superchargers, but I can set it up that he owns it. So that's a possibility. Another possibility is to start to set up the crafting for smithing. So I did destroy the smithing bench, because Amun-Ra has been our smith, but to start to change who is responsible for smithing over from Amun-Ra to Lady Shell. So that would be moving the textiles in here as well. And what other big projects are there? Well, if we take a look at our active quests, there's just some hunting, logging, and farming sites nearby, and an old installation robbing, which is not something we typically do, because we don't really need to. So, yeah, between those two projects, moving Amun-Ra's bedroom, setting up a Great Pyramid or Sphinx, that, I'm guessing, will take many hours. We could also try to fill in some of the breach areas. We could try to freeze the river. There is a lot of priorities to potentially vote upon, so I'm eager to see what you guys all come up with. Or building, mining robots for blocks. That's another one. Is if we are trying to make pyramids and sphinxes, it might be a little bit easier to set up a quarry in the lab and have robots just quarrying stone all the time. Glitch and Lady Shell, thank you for all the bits. Holy cow, what a way to start. And Robs, thank you for the resub, and Lady Shell as well. And Glitch hitting the 3-year resub. I need to rework those badges so that you all have fantastical badges when you hit 6. We also could expand the Biosculpt Pod network, allowing us to sculpt maybe 2 or 3 at a time. I don't probably want to sculpt more than 2 or 3, because then we will be at a population deficit, and it will be a little dangerous because too many people downed means nobody really defending. So that's something to be avoided. But yeah. Guerrero's in there for 13 more days, and he is bioregenerating 4 body parts back, so that's really nice. I'm eager about that. Amon-Ra, you probably ought not to be tilling the fields. I mean, that's very kind of you, but don't. We also still have a guest here. This is an accidental guest. He collapsed. We rescued him. He became a guest rather than just left. And then we have 2 other guests over here who happen to be paralyzed. They're only paralyzed for 4 more days, so they'll be getting up and leaving sometime soon. Lowland, thanks for gifting out a sub. And Terra Kittens for the resub as well. I don't know why that didn't pop up on my feed. That's really strange. It was a stealth resub then, huh? So yeah, you can see that the current priority is to expand the power grid, and I think what I'm going to do is have you all propose the early bird special. So propose next goal. And the viewer submitted idea inbox is now open. Now we're currently researching recon armor, and paired with jump packs would give us locus armor, which is particularly strong. What I do find interesting is locus armor doesn't have a prerequisite of biofuel refining, despite the fact that we already have biofuel refining. So I could add a biofuel refiner in the laboratory as well. That would be something pretty reasonable to do, I think. The fire trap, the north fire trap is ready to be reset. Just the door needs to be opened. And there is some damage to the walls that need to be repaired, but that will get repaired in due time. Not too worried about the time that will take. Oh, one other thing that it seems like I need is just a little bit of more comedic slate here. And then just making sure that the forbidden zones do not allow people that should not be in the lab in the lab. Wow, you guys are submitting ideas. Oh, sorry, Dem Tacos. Very quickly. All right, I'm going to pause because you all have submitted almost 10. So, next goal. Freeze the river. Expand the hospital. Improve the food and kitchen. Build a pyramid. Make a royal garden for recreation. Guard the utility closet better. And upgrade Amon-Ra. All right, I like it. Thank you for your ideas. And I'm going to refine you like I always do. So there you go. 5 minutes, you can vote. Very interesting ideas there. As far as upgrading Amon-Ra, speaking about that last 7th, I don't have bionic replacements yet, so there's very little that I could do to actually upgrade him yet. The only upgrade I can think of is to have him go through a Biosculpt pod to age reverse, because he is getting older. As you may have noticed, his hair, well, it's hard to notice because he's wearing a helmet, but his hair has gone from, like, blonde to white. Running an Egyptian village has stressed him a bit, I guess. Understandably so, I think. There's actually some tasks to be able to reinforce the utility closet that are just TBD. Like, we just haven't done it. We're still waiting on it. because it's a slow process. All right, Mallard's finally leaving. Goodness gracious, you've been here a long time. He has been here. Oh man, the log doesn't even go back far enough to figure out when he collapsed. He's been here for like a season. Freeloader. We might want to get some hunting done. Only because the amount of... Ooh, was that... Yep. I missed one. Only because the amount of meat that we have is dwindling. Probably gonna go for the wildebeest. Although that is a lot of wildebeest. That is a somewhat scary amount of wildebeest if they decide to revenge. I'm also somewhat low on steel, so that's another thing that we have to remedy, is to grab more resources out of our pit here. Oh, and we're throwing a party. So one of the weird things about a party... Okay, so this party is not... I was wondering about that. So the weddings cause everybody on the map tile to attend, but parties restrict ours unrestricted. So that's interesting. I don't know why weddings act differently, but they obviously do, because we don't have androids going to a wedding. And whoa, my relationship went up a lot because I rescued Mallard. It was worth it. Valor is, oh my lord, is he ever certain about his ideology. Well, I guess that's good. He is a neo-fire worshipper with fire pots. Our community doesn't believe in forced conversions, so, you know, he can do whatever he wants. If he doesn't want to ever convert, that is fine. Have I done what I requested on Discord? I don't know what you mean. Ah. Okay. That's mesmerizing. All those dandelions wiggling at the same time. That's actually kind of hard on the ice. I did say core resources. I'm sort of surprised the amount of chunks that we're getting. That's a quarry setting that a certain percent of your mining will just be chunks anyway. Chunks is fine because chunks will lead to us having the resources for a pyramid at some point. There we go. Finally, some steel. And to speed up the resource process, I'm sending Macho over here as mining foreman. We're going to have one well-illuminated mine here. Alright, you all voted for me to freeze the rivers. Interesting. So there's a few different methods to freeze the rivers, but let me explain the value. So the value to any of you longtime viewers should be pretty clear. Essentially, there's a ton of infestations that happen in this river, and it's low-key obnoxious having to fight bugs constantly. So here's the overhead mountain area. And the different ways that we can freeze rivers are as such. I could try to harness a geothermal generator near the rivers. So let's see if that is even possible. I'm kind of forget where they were. No, maybe there is not. All right, scratch that. I think then the only way that I see that is going to be easy for us to freeze the rivers is for me to research Watermill generator and then to hook up Watermill generators here. Or alternatively, we could have solar nearby behind walls. So I'm going to have you vote on those two possibilities. Solar with batteries or Watermill. How should we power the freezers for the river? In either case, what's going to be really important is that no one sees what's going on. It does mean that it kind of falls to Amun-Ra to do it all by his lonesome, which is brutal, but I'm down. Solar still needs research, as does Watermill. Yeah, they both do. Both of them are relatively quick research, 1200 and 1400, and with 4 researchers, that would be no problem at all for us to manage, I think. So what do you guys think? The Watermill generators, so the way they work, if you're not familiar, is you install them on the shoreline where there is running water, and it generates constant power, constant reliable power, meaning that we wouldn't really need batteries paired with it. Watermill generators would increase the total volume of area that we would need to freeze, but that's fine. If I confine the cities like the old toxic zone, could I path the robots out? Hypothetically I could, but none of the robots are particularly good at construction, and that just seems... It seems like a good idea, but it also seems like probably harder to deal with than just to leave it alone, to be honest. And I'm going to have to remember to be assigning points like all the time to these robots, because I grind points like crazy and I'm gonna forget to assign them. I don't believe that unsecured SkyMine clients matter in this case, because I think that I have all the SkyMine stuff is all disabled, all of the negative consequences. But regardless, I think I'm going to kick off the security blueprint anyway. Just so that warning goes away. So in Android tiers, any connected Android that is not protected by a security station runs the risk of like ransomware or exploits and things like that. So that's what that warning is about. And I've been slowly trying to improve Lady Shell so that Lady Shell can help to craft components for us. Because we are going to be one heck of a component-hungry colony. So I think it's probably paramount that we have a lot of components if we're going to expand upon our power grid and the like. So it looks like Watermill generators are going to be the answer here. So I'm going to pivot the research right now from Recon Armor to Watermill. And then, let's see. Work priorities. Lady Shell, you are going to be set to craft higher than research. And what I should see you do is to be making components. Oh, I think your hauling is higher? Oh, you're not allowed... Okay, yeah, it's a smithing. Of course. All right, now it's not going to say unsecured SkyMine clients. So this security will protect 2 people connected to our antenna. Just installing it, not that I think we need it. But why not have it? All right, updated the goal. Freeze the rivers with the Watermill generators. So, step 1, get, Watermill generator research going. If you take a look at the research itself, Watermill generators are going to cost... Oh, they don't really have the cost here, but they will cost components, wood, steel. We're going to need power for it. We're also going to want to set up... we're going to want to have the ammonites, before I even install the Watermill generators, to prep the area. So what that means is we're going to want the insect zones to be fully enclosed. Now, the real danger here is it's only going to have like a little wooden wall enclosing the area from sappers, raiders, etc. And that is not a great position to be in, but it's probably worth the risk in my mind, because the benefit of not having bugs ever again is pretty awesome, I think. What's funny is the ammonites, the everyday ammonites, have no idea why we're doing the things we're doing. Not a clue. They're none the wiser. Trying to think of how I want to enclose this section. I think what I could do is just smooth it, so I can repair it and make sure that we have no breaks and breaches. What about a stone sidecast? So the stone sidecast, once it goes away, it doesn't leave anything dry, and it's temporary, so it's not something that will work long term. It kind of looks like Grey Hermit and Scorpion. I don't know. Not my concern. Just look away. Hey, Tumblin'. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. How was Factorio for you today? Oh, and a puppy treat, too. Here, I'll give you the whole dang Yoda cam. Hey, buddy. Wake on up there. Howdy, raiders. I am trying to figure out how to freeze a giant river. How are you all doing? Everything's going pretty well. Pretty well indeed. So I think what's probably safest is if the Watermill generators... Buddy, you can't just like bury your head the moment I give you a peanut. There you go. The Watermill generators are the deepest into the mountain, so that they're the least likely to be seen by people that should not see them. Would double walling the river openings, like with the lab, be safer? Yes. This is just wall number 1. I'm planning on putting a cap on it as well, so that we don't have any accidental, oopsie, saw something I shouldn't. Alright, looks like wildebeest want to kill us if we fail attempt tames. An old installation heist. Okay, cool. I don't care. And then the bottom one down here is a little bit easier because it doesn't have the same sort of openings that the top one does. But let's remove the roof from here and probably leave on the roof everywhere else. Yeah. Let's ignore this. We'll just ice more than what we normally would have. So this... I'm adding in stone to help it blend in to its environment. And then also I'm going to be double walling it so that it's better insulated. Oh, we already have Donkey 1. Time to slaughter. Why are all the animals... Oh, that's my mistake. All the animals have been following around Firefly, where they would be much better served to be haulers. Hey, Crimson! You and Gliss just hit 3 years on pretty much the same day, so congrats. That's awesome. So in terms of insulation, I am going to double wall inside because that lowers the volume that I have to freeze. And we'll do that over here as well. I'm actually going to move the door. If you have some excess uranium, I need some for the factory. Oh God, do I ever have excess uranium? Look at this. 1,668 uranium. I'm like North Korea up in there, with a load of uranium and no technology to be able to enrich it. Wow. All right. North Korea might have the technology to enrich it, but could be rumor. Hey, Crimson Rust, thanks for all gifted subs. Shots fired. I sure hope not. I sure hope not. Kim needs to not be shooting anything. All right, let's chisel up some blocks. And how are we doing up here? Oh, you know, I'm going to constantly forget to add these points in. So this takes 450 watts. And put another one in. All right, watermill generator's already done. See, look at that. My robot researchers are glorious. So here's some double insulation for this entryway. Oh, and we just found, or rather, we started embarking on the revered Mastet's spear. Awesome. I think I'm going to mine this instead. No, because this is stone. No, I'd rather have the stone than the wood. So I'll keep it like that. Trying to just make important design decisions. Even though this adds to the total area that we have to freeze, it will be a little bit better protected. Is the door being overhead going to be a risk? You know, it would be. I don't know how I didn't notice that, but let's fix that. I don't think it would be a risk as long as I don't have greater than, what is it, 12 tiles to be able to kick off the infestation, but might as well design it perfect. Alright, I kind of like this sort of flush look here. So that's what we'll go with. Look, desire, changed. Really? Okay. I'll wake you up for that. Face and body tattoo. Yeah, you have a lot of tattoos, don't you? Couldn't I just use the open area for a chimney? Yeah, so there's some open areas in here that I can use as a chimney for the coolers. We're not quite there yet, in terms of design and planning. But you are correct. They would be good chimneys. Another thing to consider is it might be wise for me to smooth the stone in here so that it's repairable. Potentially. Crib, thanks, 3 sub as well. So in terms of chimneys on the north, I was thinking of having the chimneys here. But I cannot easily move them to wherever they need to be. Nothing is set. So here, let me show you the Watermill generators. So this is what they look like. They're large and they require... Well, I'll show you how they're normally built. So here's how you'd normally build them. And they'd go on the shoreline. And they turn green if they have enough water running through them. They don't work on stagnant water, which I have no stagnant pools anyway. So what I'm going to be planning on doing is mining out sections in this mountain to accommodate these watermill generators. And then connecting them all up with cables, and then having those cables lead to air conditioners. And what's going to be really important is that I want to generate the correct amount of power. Meaning that I don't want to over-generate or under-generate because it's going to be lost potential otherwise. Move that door here. How much power did they generate? So Watermill generator generates, I forget, 1400 watts, 1200? I don't use them often enough. Pretty good amount of power generation. So what I'm going to try to do is to, once the areas are all squared up, here, let me look up how much they generate. That way I can start to do the math. So 1100 watts, okay. So with 1100 watts, that is... 2 of them will be enough. 2200 watts is going to power up 11 coolers, which I can't imagine these rivers requiring more than 11 coolers. Right? So we'll plan on 2 Watermill generators and a battery. The reason for the battery is if one Watermill generator goes down and requires components to repair, it's useful for there to be a battery as a buffer for Amon-Ra to get there in time. Otherwise, rip, right? Otherwise, infestation risk goes right back up. Dang. Valor has been trying to convert people to Neofire worship and been doing like a half-decent job of it, which is actually kind of annoying. And I would like him to stop. And then what I'm just doing here is having the doors be easily accessible and, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, gourmand. Dem tacos. Actually, you know what? I might shock you out of this. Because I don't want you wandering in somewhere you shouldn't be. Enjoy your coma. Alright, the pen animals... Oh, yes, you are starving. Let me move Beets in here. And then, of course, forgetting to upgrade Lady Shell. It's kind of just my jam at this point. She's been grinding away on trying to make components for us for the 3rd server. Okay, I like it. So before I put any forbidden technology in here, we really ought to smooth up some of this stuff just so that it's repairable walls. Oh, no. Oh, hello. One of the paralyzed that I had rescued. Oh. Oh. At least you like plants. Setting them on fire. Okay, fine. Well, whatever. Raffle timer for Amaya here. Oh, God. The staggeringly ugly pyromaniac. Who also believes in nudism and pacifism. Oh, you know, maybe when you convert, are you gonna... Okay. Not only is she a pacifist, her childhood doesn't allow for combat as well. So, even if she converted away from delightful youth, she would still not be a combatant. Good. Alright, well, welcome, Amaya. You can join Mr. Johns in our pacifists. And you'll be cooking, animal handling, growing, and plant cutting. Jeez. Quit telling me about tree linking. I don't care. There's no one else that is going to link here. We have 33 anima grass. The grass taketh over. I don't think anyone is scheduled to sleep either. All right, and you're also a nudist? Oh, no, you're not a nudist, but you believe in nudism. Fine. I will let you take off your clothes. And Belle, the last person who was paralyzed in that failed quest, has decided to leave. We probably need to do a little bit of group hunting sooner than later. It seems like our constructors can't even keep up with current tasks here. Alright, so there's Raffle. And Dem Tacos, grab your club. The components are coming together. We have 14 of 16. And now is when I remember to bump Lady Shell's crafting up. Let's go back to quarrying resources. Because we're needing more steel. Feed the anima grass to the elephants and grab some get some superpowers. It sounds fun. I don't think it will work, though. I hate to say, don't think it will work. I may increase the people who do construction tasks. So Squeakums, you have construction 5, and Firefly, you have 4. You're going to fail a whole lot, but I have a lot of resources to allow for the failings. The other thing that I could consider doing is to dissuade sappers. I could put in mini turrets into the river. I don't think I'm going to be generating enough power to warrant doing that, plus that's a lot more resources, but that's something that you could do. Sappers avoid sapping through areas that have turret cover, so it would functionally work. I'm just not, not likely to do that. All right, I'm going to also do some group hunting here. And raffles in 10 seconds, so good luck to all you. Another combat supplier. All right, Amun-Ra, I'll bite. What they got? Mudcaplex, you are now the pacifist. Do that in just a sec. I'm going to buy their components. Yep. That is it. Who's winning? Here, let's kill the berserk one. There we go. Stun. I don't play fair. They had no chance. Maxu has all the right psycast to be able to effectively hunt duos. Berserks them, makes them fight one another, and then he takes winner. Go with Plex? Hey, whatever you want. Plex works. It's gonna make me think of Escape from Tarkov, but yeah, that works. Okay, Amun-Ra, I want you to be the one to construct this server, so because the server requires a lot of resources, so failing would be catastrophic. Oh, good. We're actually doing some repairs, too. It's good to see. We are hurting for steel, though. The bulk of traders that have been calling in recently or that have been arriving just haven't had steel. But I suppose I'll incept the idea of 2 more bulk traders coming in for a chance for steel. Oh, it's bad temperature? What? It's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. How is that a bad temperature? You know what? You, oh God. Fussiest visitors ever. All right, there we go. 3rd server. And that allows us to go for more points. So what is our max points here? 600? I think we decided that I need, like, I forget how many servers from last stream, but there was a certain number that we needed in order to be able to do passions. I'm not going to calculate that right now because it's not that relevant right now. I'm gonna run. Why are you meditating? You are way maxed. You thought it was 6? Yeah, I think it was 6, but I didn't want to say 6 and then just be immediately corrected. Seriously, you gourmand piglet. Stop eating all my food. Yeah, unconscious again. Do you want to live in a gulag? Because this is how to live in a gulag, my friend. It's too bad that I can't just forbid someone from rescuing him. Fairy, just put him down. Dem tacos. Oh, interestingly, can they? Okay, they're not allowed in this area. 1,200 points, 300 points per. So it takes 4. Okay, I think that might be right. Actually, let's, for fire's sake, space them out and build that last one that we need. It's just one of those side tasks. All right, and then in terms of filling up for infestations, I also need to fill up any mountains that are outside, too. One of the things that I wanted to do, although we don't need more uranium, is to mine up this uranium because we just have access to it. And then we'll go ahead and fill in here with slate. And anywhere that has overhead mountain. Now, there is a big issue with the tunnels. This tunnel would be easy to freeze because all I would really need to do is to connect it with vents to the lab to freeze it. But this tunnel here is an infestation risk as well. So we might want to consider freezing that sometime in the future. Just throwing that idea out there because, you know, the ideas are all driven by you guys. But throwing that idea out there because it is indeed an infestation risk as well. So just freezing the rivers isn't going to be enough. It's a start, but not enough. So interesting. I think I'm going to be destroying this stone. Because it's going to be faster to destroy the stone than to mine out virgin stone. So go ahead with that. Vents are okay for them to see, yeah. Vents are like Neolithic tech level. So although they look high-tech, you can just think of them as not high-tech. They've been seeing vents their whole lives. Through the freezer here, anyway. Kind of wish I had more constructors. Perhaps I'll hit Macho with a work drive. Speed him up a bit. I actually don't think it's the work itself. I think it's the commuting to the work that is taking a while. Wait, Ra, get back here. Posture check, you got it. Alright, Tacos, do you want your club back? Are you gonna behave? I don't even see it. Oh, that's Guero's. That probably shouldn't be there because a guest could hypothetically buy that. Question. Should we open Thebes to guests? Right now, we don't have any guests coming in. I don't have them allowed. And another thing is Plex. If you're a... We'll treat you as a cook, I guess. So I'm going to put yet another bed in the cook area for Plex. I might need to move the dresser around because my guess is the last bed won't connect to the dresser. Having another planner is nice, even if they are pyro. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 7th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Ammonites.